I was literally dying, and by the time the EMS came and they put me in the vehicle, I flatlined coming into the ER, and they restarted my heart, and I coded again. Hey, I'm Jessica Jet, that's my nickname, Bolz. I have been a lifelong patient. I was first diagnosed with lymphoma when I was still a child. I was 11. My journey has spanned the decades. So I have been in and out of hospitals most of my life, with periods of quote-unquote normalcy, which I really don't like to use that word, because what is normal, right? So I have had every type of chemotherapy. I got to the point where I felt more like the doctor than the patient. I've had different parts of my body cut open. 2023, I was training at a facility called Structure House, and I was giving a class. I had been feeling a little off, just kind of under the weather, but I gave my class. I was fine for my first class. I went in to change to get into my bathing suit. I got in the water, and I started working with a really obese person as well as two others. And as soon as I started working with some heavy equipment, I felt really lightheaded, and I was just like, push me over in the water, because I knew that I was going to pass out. I don't remember too much after that. The only thing I remember was that they had me leaning over and they were screaming like they didn't know what to do. Unfortunately, the group that is the organization that owns Structure House, they didn't have an emergency action plan. Nobody came from the staff, and I was left there without any emergency response for about 20 minutes. So I was literally dying. And by the time the EMS came and they put me in the vehicle, I flatlined coming into the ER. They pulled my family into the conference room and said, "Your daughter's dying, and we need to let her go. She's been fighting really hard, and she can't fight anymore." And my son Derek was like, "No." He's like, "If there's a 1% shot, break her ribs. I don't care. I can't lose my mom." And so they decided to put a pacemaker on me, and my body started to come back. Now, when they told me, "Okay, you're back, but you need a new heart," I was like, "No, I'm not doing it." And it was my son who said, "Please, Mom, please do this, because you're not going to live if you don't." When I finally said yes, they went to put me on the list. This had been 7 weeks. I had a tracheotomy. I was in and out of a coma. They would put me in because I would lose it and start punching people and things. And they came back when I finally agreed in an hour and said, "We found somebody." And that was like amazing. Like, you don't get that normally. And she's 18. Well, actually, she's 20 now. I named her. Her name's Rockette. I thought she was a boy, so I named her Rocky. And then when I found out she was a girl, I said, "Okay, Rockette." And my dad said, "No, Rockette." And I said, "Of course." One of the things I wanted to do, because what I knew about her is that she never got a chance to go to college. She was on her way. And I decided to take her to college. So we are going back, and we started a nursing program at Durham Tech. And Watts already said, "We'll take you as soon as you get your prerequisites." So I'm excited for her. I'm like, okay, I'm 53. No, I don't look it, but I'm 53 and she's 20. So I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm not going to waste my time. You gave your heart to me, and we're going to do this together, because I'm not alone in my body anymore. It's her and I. She means to me is, I feel like, you know, somebody who's 18, I remember when I was 18, I wasn't thinking about, hey, you know, if anything happens to me, I'll just donate my organs. And so I think about that a lot, that even at that age, she was already thinking, you know, I'd want to help somebody else. And I've always wanted to help other people, and that's what I did for a living. You know, I worked with handicapped people. My son's handicapped. I've classified as handicapped with everything I've been through. So I think of her as a beacon. You know, she's a beacon of light, and at such a young age to know that she could help somebody, that part of me wishes that her family could see that, because it's not just me doing these things and utilizing her, it's us doing these things. So when I wrote to her family, I said, we went to Boston, we went to New York, we went to France, I took her to Milan, and I wanted them to know that, and they did. And even though they didn't decide to write back, I still bought a stethoscope in the hopes that someday I'm manifesting the fact that they'll get to hear her heart. And I think that people should understand more about the idea of organ donation, and we don't really at a younger age, so bravo to her. She's so incredibly strong, and I want to fight for her. Like, I'd never go back to school at this point, even though I always wanted to be a nurse, but you know, I really feel that she deserves that. So let's do it. I mean, she was just beginning. So why can't we finish? We're going to finish together. I want people to know how important it is to donate. There is a shortage, and when you donate, you can help so many people. It's not like one person. There are so many parts of you that you can share with others, and that you can help them to go on. And a part of you, my grandma used to say, you are my legacy, Jessie, and Justine, my sister. And that's how I feel about this. Donation is your legacy. So whoever you donate to, that is you. So if somebody has 5 parts of them that they give to other people, I love those people showing up. And then you see there's a lineup of this person in 5 other people now that's making them exist. That is incredible. So I would say don't be afraid of it, because there is so much sadness in death. But what I've learned in my life as a cancer survivor, that death is a continuation. It is not an end. We are transferring. And as you transfer and you don't need your body anymore, because I believe the soul just lifts out, it's like the hermit crab comes out of its shell, give those parts to somebody that is still here so they can use them to do something good. And then I would hope that the one who's the recipient understands that, takes that, and runs with the baton, because they've been given a gift.